Welcome to Against Procrustes. Now, if you've done us the service of clicking on this video, two questions likely jump to mind. What is this, and what is Procrustes? This video will be primarily dedicated to answering these questions, though if a more precise and brief account is preferred, I would recommend checking out our About page at againstprocrustes.space/about. So what is this? At its most fundamental, our mission is to approach the subjects we seek to discuss, namely the humanities, philosophy, religion, that sort of thing, with a particular epistemology, or perhaps a contra an epistemology we find all too common. What is that? Well, that leads nicely into the next question. What is Procrustes? This is the name of a character found in ancient Greek myth. Procrustes was an innkeeper who would invite the weary traveler into his inn, only to trick them into lying in his iron bed. If they were too short, he would stretch them to fit, and if they were too long, he would lop off the parts of them that didn't. Now, why is this relevant? Well, it seems an apt metaphor for a very common tendency in human thought. Humans are not typically in the business of going out into the world seeking to enhance their understanding and gain a perspective that's more accurate. Rather, they decide what they think based on their sensibilities, emotions, and culturally accreted intuitions, and then set about looking for justification for those very same beliefs, rather than on a search for truth. Our mission is to enter these conversations not merely with a resistance to this tendency, but with a spirit of actual antagonism towards it. This comes through exposing ourselves to new ideas, rigorously examining and devil's advocating what we find as well as our own thoughts, and by having many conversations with many people of divergent perspectives. We believe that the rational person seeks their own correction, and that through this method, one achieves a significantly more ironclad and real perspective than could really be secured otherwise. So practically, what are we doing then? Well, you'll be able to find us in two primary ways. The first of which is on the Against Procrustes website, which will be linked in the description. This will be a sort of humanities journal, in which our authors will write articles on the humanities guided by the mission we've talked about here. The other main way will be through non-textual formats, much like the one you're observing right now. Here we might choose to make videos on particularly deserving articles in order to focus and flesh out a concept a little bit more. Primarily, though, we will be focused on having many different conversations with many different people, always guided by the Against Procrustes philosophy. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. We have many things brewing for the future, and look forward to learning things with you along as we go. Thank you.